This is Kelso Surgeon. Welcome to another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. This report is for Friday and Saturday. I will be back here the first thing Sunday morning with a complete rundown of the NFL games on that particular day. The winning continues here. Split the football last night. Got the cash with West Virginia in the colleges and blew a 10-unit play on the Philadelphia Eagles. Basketball last night, won another 50-unit play with Kentucky. Got the cash, a 25-unit play with Middle Tennessee over Tennessee State. And by the way, Middle Tennessee State remains the most underrated college basketball team in the country. Just keep that in mind as you wager. Tonight I'm releasing both conference games. The MAC game, Northern Illinois and Iowa, meeting at Ford Field in Detroit. Both these teams are 9-3. Northern Illinois is a 3-point favorite. The total 71.5. Also in the Pac-12, it's UCLA at Oregon. Oregon 10-2. UCLA 6-6. Oregon a 31-point favorite. The total 66.5. And by the way, UCLA will go to a bowl game or will be eligible for a bowl game even if it loses this particular contest. Now what I'm doing with these two games is releasing them both as 10-unit plays and tying them up in a 5-unit parlay. I think that's the best way to maximize our money. Now Saturday is a giant day, as is Sunday, and I just need to run through these things very quickly. You know, on Saturday I've got my 100-unit college conference championship game of the year. And by the way, these four games I'll run down very shortly at the end of this report. I'm also going for another 50-unit winner in my game of the week. Last week it was Southern California 50, UCLA 0 in this game. And my Best Bets Club package will be highlighted by a 10-unit play on the nationally televised Oklahoma at Oklahoma State game. You'll get all three of you'll get that game plus two others for just $15. Now on Sunday, I'm releasing my 200-unit NFL blowout game of the year. Keep in mind, I released just one 200-unit play this season. It was my NFL game of the year. Got all the money as the Buffalo Bills crushed the Washington Redskins 23-0. Once again, on Sunday, my 200-unit NFL blowout game of the year. You don't want to miss this game or any of the others that I just mentioned. Now let's head right into the Saturday conference championship games. There's a few angles we need to explore in all these games. First of all, you know, Houston is 12-0, and I thought they pistol whipped Tulsa in their last game and proved to me that they are a legitimate football team. Taking on Southern Miss, that's 10-2. Houston averages 52 points a game, 613 yards of total offense, have the best passer in the country in Case Keenum, who is averaging almost 400 yards a game passing. This is a dynamite football team, but that raises a lot of questions. Houston is, as I said, a 14-point favorite. Southern Miss, an outstanding football team, but the one thing that haunts me about Southern Miss, how in heaven's name did they lose at Marshall and at UAB? Both just two dreadful football teams, but they beat everybody else. Who knows, maybe they play up or down to the competition. This figures to be a very competitive game, and once again it'll be part of my package. Now, the SEC game, LSU undefeated at 12-0, Georgia 10-2, riding a 10-game winning streak. Meet in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta in the SEC championship game. The number here, LSU 13.5. It opened at 11.5. You know, if you like the dog in this game, I wouldn't be afraid. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do in this ball game, but you know, Georgia's a very good football team. LSU obviously is a very good football team. They've already beaten nationally ranked teams such as Oregon, Alabama, and Arkansas, and winning in Tuscaloosa was no easy thing. You know, LSU is by far the best team in the country, but there's a factor that you need to consider when you look at this game. LSU is going to the national championship game to play Alabama again. No matter what happens in this game today, their rating is so high that even a loss couldn't knock them out of the out of the big ones. So incentive-driven certainly to win the SEC championship, but knowing that they do not have to win is an element that I have to take into consideration here. Two very good football teams. LSU is the best one in this outing, no question about that, but Georgia is never an easy out for anybody, and they certainly won't be today. In the ACC, we have 11-1 Virginia Tech, 6.5 or 7-point favorite over Clemson, depending on where you bet. Clemson is 9-3. Interesting fact about this game is these teams have met already this season in Blacksburg, and Clemson won 23-3, a very easy win for them. One thing that, even though Virginia Tech is 11-1, one thing that bothers me a little bit about them is that they are 4-8 against the number, which means we're paying a bit of an extra price to wager on them. Clemson, a team that probably peaked a little bit early. You know, here's a team that comes into this game off of back-to-back losses to North Carolina State and South Carolina, and by substantial margins. Clemson also has lost 3 of its last 4 games. Both these teams will come to play. It's your call, but you better dig deep before you jump into this one. Now let's go to the Big Ten, the final of the 4 championship games. We have Michigan State 10-2 taking on Wisconsin 10-2 in the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Wisconsin, a 9.5-point favorite, seems a little bit high to me, but you never can tell. Michigan State beat Wisconsin 37-31 in East Lansing earlier this season on a 44-yard touchdown pass, a Hail Mary pass with no time left on the clock, the last play of the game. Michigan State completed that pass for a touchdown and handed Wisconsin its loss. The only other loss that Wisconsin came also happened on the last play of the game. The last 5 games between these 2 teams have been decided by a total of 28 points. They play one another right to the money in each and every dance. Michigan State has won 3 of the last 4. Once again, I said this is a very busy weekend in football. I'm going to be back here Sunday morning with a fresh NFL report. There's a lot going on. Once again, just remember that it's a Dynamite Day Saturday, that 200-unit play in the NFL on Sunday. You can get all of these games on this website or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards are accepted, and I intend to have a dynamite winning weekend.